Hey everybody, it's Mr. Johnson, and I'm going to be showing you guys the coloring portion of our optical illusion, which is actually going to be part two. So part one was tracing the shapes and hopefully making those lines really dark, along with having the straight lines going around going right through your paper, right over the top of the shape. So if you haven't done that part, make sure you finish this up. Well, now we're going to be talking about the color and how to find this pattern that's going to be going in the optical illusion. So I'm going to bring out the example that I put in the document, which is this brown and orange example that I finished right here. Now, as you can see with this project, there's only going to be two colors. That is all, only two. Now, you can use markers, colored pencils, crayons, whatever. You can actually mix and match if you want as well. If I wanted to do the orange part with colored pencil, but then I wanted to do the brown part with marker, you can mix and match, but you are limited to two colors and they have to be different. And I would pick something like a light color and a dark color might look best. I wouldn't grab colors that are really close together on the color wheel, such as purple and blue. They're right next to each other on the color wheel. They have a lot of similar looks as far as when you put them on the paper. So you might want to stay away from using similar colors. So once we look at this project and you realize you only need two colors, there is a pattern throughout this. So let's figure out where the pattern is. I started right here with this brown. But as you can notice, there was a line that I had you guys draw right here in black. That is like a wall. That wall cuts these different shapes into chunks as well. So after you have the shapes and the lines, and if you just look at one section at a time, notice that everything in this area that is not part of a shape is colored in brown. This line then separates those two shapes into little sections. So instead of brown, I used orange. After I colored that in, I went to the next row. And the background here, where there is no shape, is orange. Then that line cuts through the shapes again, and anything that's inside of the shape, I switch to brown. This is the background. There's no shape right here. So this part was orange. Here is the shape that's cut right there. That's brown. There's the background is orange. There is a specific pattern that you're going to be going throughout. Now, please make sure that before you color a section, check it to make sure that is the right color that you're going to be putting in there. It can be a little challenging, a little confusing to figure out what it is. And don't be discouraged if you make a coloring error or a coloring mistake and you miss the pattern. If you got a pattern that's incorrect here, and you go, oh man, I accidentally colored in this orange and then this one orange too. Oh no. Just continue on the next part and know, okay, this is orange, then go back to your brown and then back to your orange, and then look at the next line, and don't worry about this section if you miscolored it, okay? Just move on to the next line and do the best job that you can. But it is a specific pattern. The background in stripes, I have brown, then orange, then brown, then orange, brown, orange, brown, orange, brown, orange, brown, orange. And then remember, inside of the shapes, that little line says, hey, I can't put the orange in there. My next color goes in that little area. This orange goes around. Oh, here's the little wall of the shape again. The orange has to stop. My brown had to continue. Okay, so I'm going to do an example right here. So I'm going to move this one off to the side. Actually, I'm going to show my advanced one for the third and fourth graders that I'd like you guys to try. I did this one in colored pencil. This is an example as well. I added in values in here. I really enjoy doing the values. It looks a little bit more fun to do, and it's more pleasing to my eye to be able to see the light to dark. So you guys can give this a shot if you want to for my third and fourth graders. If you really don't want to and you just want to do the solid coloring, you can do that as well. All right, so I'm going to move this off to the side, and here is another empty one right here. Okay, so I am going to choose sandy tan or peach and blue to color in this one. Okay, but you know what? I'm going to switch out. I have a blue marker. Maybe I don't want to use a blue marker. Maybe instead I want to use a blue colored pencil to see how the marker and colored pencil looks different. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the edge of my paper, either the top or the bottom. I'm going to start at the top because it'll give me a little bit I won't have to lean so much to cover up anything right here. You can see my full hand and how I color. So what I'm going to do is I am going to decide that I'm going to color the background in this line. This is its own little area. So we're going to just focus on this one for right now, and then we'll move down when we're done. I'm going to take blue, and I'm going to put blue in this whole background right here. Remember, there's a wall right here, so I don't want to put the blue inside of the shape. I want to stop and just color in the background. Okay, so I'm going to take the blue, and obviously my coloring is not going to be very good. I'm going to go back in and fix it to make it look really good. I don't want you guys to scribble color. I am just doing this to save some time and to show you where the color patterns need to go. So I would color this whole thing. Again, I don't want blue past this line. That's the shape. Okay, so I want to stop at the line. Oh, see, there's my shape again. So I'm going to keep the blue going around that right here. And of course, I'm going to do much better coloring on this. So this would be blue, which would mean my peach color goes inside here. And does it happen in another spot in this little stripe? It does right here. Now don't worry about the stripe underneath. Do not do this one until you have the other one done. So now I'm going to try my marker out. And let's see how this looks with the marker. Oh, not bad. That colored pencil and marker combination looks pretty neat. Okay, so then now I jump to this one because this one needs to be as well. There we go. Now, like I said, I would be coloring in this one much, much, much better. Okay, this is not how Mr. Johnson wants anybody to color for these projects. I want you to color it nice and bright and full. Now, once you have this stripe done, you can go down to the next one. But we're swapping out colors. So the background right here, anything that's not a shape, was colored blue here, which means what color does my background need to be in these parts? Peach. We're switching the colors, and you only have two, so you need to make sure that you swap them out. It's a lot like a chessboard, how a chessboard only has two colors, or checkers. And there's only two colors that you use on the whole board, and it switches a pattern. The one I have is red and black, so it just switches red, black, red, black, red, black. We're just doing blue, peach, blue, peach, blue, peach, all the way down. Okay, I want to keep my coloring. I don't want to get it in the shape. And then I've got this one over here. Okay, I want to keep the peach out of it. This is not the shape, so this is what you would call the background. Okay, cap my marker. Now, we did peach up here and a blue background. Now I have a peach background, and inside my shape will go the blue. And again, I'm just going to save you some time. This would be colored in blue. Now, do I have another spot that would be colored in blue? Right here. And again, Mr. Johnson with the terrible scribble coloring. Again, saving time is important for you guys. Now, when we go to the next row, this one's done. When we go to the next row, what color is the background? Not in the shape, in the background, these little tiny spots. Well, if my pattern is blue, then peach, this one would be blue. And inside of the shapes would be peach. Peach, blue, peach. And then they would switch each time that you go down. So inside of each shape, you're going to want to find that pattern and color it in as best as you can. Remember, two colors only. And this is the finished project I have for the example. Okay, so check the pattern, pick any two colors, and please remember, when you get the coloring done, this might take a little bit of time. So if I put it out on Wednesday, you don't have to get it done that day. You can work on it little bits at a time, and that's perfectly fine. Just do the best that you can, and make sure that when you get it all fully colored in, please post it to the document, and I would love to see what you guys come up with. Find the patterns. Take your time coloring. Unlike Mr. Johnson here, we want some coloring bright and bold like this. Just do the best that you can and enjoy this one. I really like the look of this project. I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with for it. So good luck and have some fun.